Hoorah! What is up, Jeremy Nation? So today I binge watched Star Wars Rebels. So today they released the premiere of the last episode of Season 1. And what they did was they released... they made a marathon of the whole Season 1 from beginning to end. And since I never really watched Star Wars Rebels, I took the opportunity and jumped on the bandwagon. And now I am happy to say that I am caught up with Star Wars Rebels, finally. It only took, like, me wasting all of today. Like, that's pretty much what I spent the entire day today on, was watching Star Wars Rebels. And, yeah. And I'll explain, because before this week, I never really watched Star Wars Rebels, and the reason being was because I was kind of mad at Disney. Like, I didn't want anything to do with it because I didn't like how Disney owns Star Wars now. I thought they were, oh man, Disney sucks. They're ruining Star Wars. But in truth, I was watching YouTube, and a bunch of people were saying how George Lucas was ruining Star Wars. And yeah, sure, he's the creator and all, but something happened. I don't know. His brain was getting older, and he just felt the need to add all that CGI. Oh, what are the kids into nowadays? Let's add this stuff. And it was just kind of going downhill. It was losing its magic touch. So he retired and kind of passed the baton over to Disney, who are arguably taking good care of Star Wars now. So yeah, I'll be honest, they are milking it a little bit. I mean, Phineas and Ferb Star Wars edition. Really, Disney? Really? But other than that, though, I mean, all that little stuff aside, as far as the big picture of the Star Wars saga is going, they are taking good care of that so far. We have yet to see The Force Awakens, the movie coming out at the end of this year. 2015 is a good year, guys. Oh, my nose itches. 2015 is a good year for Star Wars fans everywhere. If you're a Star Wars geek like I am, I'm pretty sure I've established that by now. I'm a big Star Wars geek. This is going to be a great year for us. We got the show, Star Wars Rebels. We got Battlefront coming out, but made by DICE and EA, which, could be both good and bad at the same time, because they tend to push their games out the door. I mean, Battlefield 4, holy cow. But they are the makers of Battlefield, and that is a cool series. So I trust that they'll make a great game. And yeah, so we got a lot of good Star Wars stuff coming out this year. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Anyway, back to what I was talking about on Star Wars Rebels. I was a bit skeptical at first because I thought it was like a kids show from afar. It looked like a kids show to me, like Disney watered down Star Wars for the kids, making it kid appropriate. Run off now, kiddies. But that's not the case at all. I watched it, and I was actually quite surprised. It's a little bit brutal. Not like episode 3 or anything, but it's, like... I remember in an episode where there was beheadings off screen, though they didn't want to show anything. But, it's... Yeah, it's not that watered down as I thought it would be, so that's great. And there is some politics in it, but it's nowhere near as bad as episode 1. There's just enough politics in there to where it makes sense, to where the story comes together and makes sense. And it's perfect balance of everything. I mean, the characters have attributes now, guys. Almost called you dudes. The characters have attributes, just like the originals. Only we're introduced to these all new characters and this all new story and all this stuff going on, and it takes place smack dab right in the middle of the saga. So we get, it's in between episodes 3 and 4, and it's basically the start of the rebellion, how they got their start. So in the show, there's this kid named Ezra. He's the main character, and he meets this group of smugglers, I guess they are, and they're arguably the first rebels. Like, they start the movement. They kind of make the hope arise, because the Empire is really tyrannical, and they're treading on everybody, and they kind of spark this rebellion and stuff like that. So If you don't know about the main characters, there's Ezra, like I just mentioned. He's this kid. who has been living on the streets for some time. He's lost both of his parents. Yeah, we actually don't know where his parents went. It's not like they died or anything. We don't know. So yeah, there's him, and then there's the leader of the group, the one who pilots the ship. I think her name's Hera, and she's one of those one of those people in Star Wars, you know, where there's those things are sticking out the back of their heads, and it acts sort of like hair. You know what I'm talking about. And they're always different colors. Ahsoka was one, if you remember Star Wars: The Clone Wars. I think I pronounced her name right. I think she was one, but they're all different colors for some reason. But anyway, she's a green one, and hopefully you get what I'm talking about. And then there's the other leader of the group, whose name is Kanan, and he's, I don't know, him and Hera kind of act like a married couple for some reason. But anyway, Kanan, he takes in Ezra. I keep having to look at my notes because their names are so forgettable at the moment. So Kanan takes in Ezra under his wing and kind of apprentice, and trains him and stuff like that. You'd have to see it. And then there is Sabine. I think she's a Mandalorian. She wears, think Boba Fett. She wears that kind of armor, and she carries these dual wield pistols, kind of like, reminds me of Captain Rex. And she's also this artist. She spray paints a lot, and she puts her magic touch on things. And you know, it's obvious. You can see it on her armor. She spray painted and put her magic touch on her armor. And I think her and Ezra might have a little thing going on, if you know what I'm saying. And then there's Zeb. Zeb. He's kind of a brute type of guy. He's big, muscular. He's a strong guy, and I don't think we've seen his race before. I don't remember ever seeing his race. I think we're introduced to him. The Empire wiped him out or something like that. But yeah, he and Ezra kind of act like these brothers. Like, he did it first. No, brother. If you know what I mean. Ow, I hurt my fingers. And then there's Chopper, which is their Astro Droid, their R2 unit, their droid, and he's a part of their family. You know, the whole group is like a family, and they're sticking together. They're all they've got, type of cliche. But Chopper, in my opinion, he's kind of a jerk. I mean, he does mean things once in a while, almost gets some of them killed for the fun of it. He's a troll. That's what he is. He's a troll. And yeah, but he's still part of their group, and he's still part of their family. And you know, it's just interesting to see these characters develop, and the stuff they go through, the struggle against the Empire, and how the story unleashes. We get to see some iconic characters that we all know come along in the story a little bit, and some other things happen, some shocking things, like, whoa, that happened, what? You know, some shocking things happen in the story. It's some things, and it puts you on the edge of your seat, the whole experience. There's those moments that are like, no, grab onto it, you can do it. Those put you on the edge of your seat, and it just makes your imagination run wild. I really like Star Wars Rebels. It's my favorite show on television right now, and it's amazing. And the lightsaber designs, guys, dude, the lightsaber designs are epic. This is one lightsaber in particular that one of the main characters, I'll just say, comes across. I don't want to spoil anything, but it multitasks. It's both a lightsaber and it also does something else, leaving you guys on suspense here. It is now my favorite lightsaber of all time. I mean, if I want one. Guys, I want one. It's that lightsaber and Captain America's shield are pretty much my two favorite fictional weapons of all time now. Yeah, Captain America's shield. You guys saw that one coming. But yeah, it's Star Wars Rebels. I was skeptical at first, but it's awesome, guys. It's just so awesome, and you guys have to watch it. No, I'm not getting paid by them. I'm not even that big on YouTube to get so paid, but they're awesome. It's an awesome show. And sorry, I'm a little bit tired. I kept recording this video because I kept messing it up constantly. But so sorry if I'm a bit off, but yeah, the cartoon's just awesome. Yeah. So, have you guys watched Star Wars Rebels? What do you guys think about it? Comment below. And oh yeah, that's one thing I forgot to mention. Oh man. Okay. Yeah, as I've established before, I'm not sure if you guys have seen my videos. I think I've established it before. I'm a big Star Wars geek, so I have this. It's like my main Nerf gun from Star Wars: The Clone Wars, I think. Oh, gonna have fun finding that later. But yeah, that's my main gun, and it's kind of bolt action. Then I got this toy lightsaber. Yeah, I don't really like toys that carry batteries, but I just have this anyway. Has this, comes out of it. I don't know if you guys remember that from a few years back, those commercials. The thing I don't like about toy lightsabers, though, here's what I don't like, is that, look at the handles. They're so unnaturally big. Look at this. They're so huge. And correct me if I'm wrong, in the movies, the lightsaber handles fit inside the palm of your hand, but look at this. This doesn't... Two hands don't even take it up. Can you imagine the movie is just like, I have you now. And then, yeah, and then you fold this down. You have to do it like that. And then there's still that remaining right there. It's just, I don't know. I've never really been fond of the toy lightsabers. They never let my imagination run wild as far as the movies lightsabers are concerned. They just don't represent the real lightsabers from those movies. So I've never really been fond of them. I hope they have a toy someday. They probably do out there somewhere. But as far as official and store shelves go that I typically see, it's usually just, yeah. I hope to see one where it's just like from the actual movie. Obviously not real, but you know, it looks just like it, and yeah. Anyway. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Just had to show you guys that real quick. But yeah, comment below. What do you guys think about Star Wars Rebels? Another thing I forgot to mention is, I'm not sure if I mentioned it yet. Oh my gosh, the ship that they fly around is sort of like the Millennium Falcon of the movie, if you will. It's iconic. It's called the Ghost. And then they have this thing called the Phantom. Yeah, the old original, where it comes off. It's kind of like two ships in one. It's weird. You're gonna have to see it. It's awesome. Anyway, this is the last video I'm recording. Holy cow. Anyway, I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.